What's up, guys? HighLife128 here. Sorry, there's a bit of a lag between my last video and this video. I just did some stuff around the house, ate dinner and shit like that. So, my last video I talked about the Boston Got the Soul sneaker event that I went to with one of my boys. I picked up that pair that I showed you, the nearly dead stock pair of Air Jordan 11 Breads. It's my second pair. Finally got a pair that I'm actually going to wear. So, pretty stoked about that. But before I picked that pair up, me and my friend got kind of sick of the place for a little while. We just wanted to get out of there. It's kind of stuffy and crowded, and a lot of little kids, running around tugging on your sleeve, asking you to buy their shit. So we decided to take a walk over to Niketown, which was I think it's about 3/4 of a mile, just across Boston, just on the other side of Peru. So we went there. I was particularly interested to see the thermal mapping Foamposites, which came out on Saturday. Um, I know that Niketown Boston didn't do an RSVP. I don't think any other Niketown locations did, just because they weren't that highly anticipated, to be honest with you. And I'd say, my guess is, it was probably the first Foamposite that they haven't done an RSVP for since they started that whole Twitter RSVP system. So it's pretty interesting. But I figured I'd go take a look at them. Why not? So we got there. Of course, they still had probably 20 pairs full size run behind the counter, and they were just trying to give them away. I mean, as soon as you walk in the door, do you want some Foamposites? Do you want some Foamposites? And I took a look at them, and it was a lot more pink than I thought it would be, sort of a salmon color, and just not really for me. I just really don't like the pattern. The Weatherman's totally different story. Very cool pattern, very cool concept. Thermal mapping just didn't really stick, and you know they're all right, but for $250, the shoes really gotta stand out. I really gotta like it, and I really did like the Weathermans, and I really do like the 28s. Those are the two pairs that I paid $250 for retail. So other than that, the thermal mapping, not for me. So I passed on those. We went upstairs and looked around some of the other stuff, and I found a pair of shoes that, ironically enough, I had mentioned to my friend earlier that day, completely separate from anything. Had no idea they would even be here. Just mentioned that a couple weeks ago they were on Nike.com. They sold out quick, and I missed out and basically kind of chalked it up as a loss. But looking down the hallway, or the couple rooms over at Nike, and I saw these on the shelf, couldn't believe it, and had to pick them up on the spot, of course. So this is normal Nike box, just the orange Nike box. I got a million of these things now. This is Nike Hyperdunk 2013, size 10. The suggested retail is $140. Colorway: mineral teal, metallic red, bronze, and volt. I think that RD is red. Correct me if I'm wrong. And these are the Kyrie Irving PE Hyperdunks. Just a real cool shoe. And I saw these online, and saw that they were releasing it immediately. Bolted over to Nike.com, and they were already sold out very quickly. And I'm surprised they still had them in Niketown. I don't know if they got a restock or if they just were slept on or what, but I'm glad that they still had them. I think it's a real cool shoe, and as you guys know, you've seen it, I really love PEs. I think they're real cool. Very cool concepts behind a lot of them, and I think this one is just a real cool colorway. Almost reminds me of the LeBron championship pack low for some reason. The combo with the kind of tealish green and the gold bronze color. I don't know. That's just me. But let's get started on this review. The outsole is icy blue. As you can see, it's got that herringbone zigzag pattern, real grippy. I'm sure these shoes are just tremendous on the court. This is my first pair I've ever even held, let alone owned. So I'm definitely really impressed. You have your little I don't know what that is. Sort of traction pad, I guess, and that's in volt. Sort of a cool look. And of course you have your giant teal Nike check on the bottom with your plastic, I would assume that's sort of like the flight plate, except a cheaper version. Then you have the Kyrie Irving KI logo in black and bolt. Find that a couple places on the shoe. And the midsole is actually my favorite part of the shoe, my favorite part of the Hyperdunks. You know, of course, on two sides you have this black color that goes all the way around. It's broken up by that icy front of the toe box, but it's black over here. But then you have this really cool ridge design in bronze, and it almost looks like a spring, like these are like a spring-loaded shoe. I just think it's a really cool concept. I don't know if that's what Nike was going for, but they're making a lot of shoes with ridges on the back, but it just looks really cool. And the midsole, as you can see, is made up of lunar lawn, which is just unbelievably comfortable. I think it's more comfortable than air, more comfortable than Zoom. It's just like literally walking on air. I mean, it's so comfortable. So really impressed with it. I imagine it's a little cheaper to create, as they put it on a lot of their cheaper shoes, you know. So I think we're going to start to see it on a lot more shoes, and I think it was really cool when they did it on the Cole Haans. I really wish Nike hadn't sold Cole Haan, because I'd really like a pair of those, and the only ones I can find are kind of crazy colors, so I don't want to wear a pair of pink dress shoes, but cool concept anyway. So getting back on topic, the upper on this is mostly that I don't know what material it is. I'm spacing now. It's mesh, and then there's this some kind of composite material. I forget what the hell it's called. And somebody's gonna point it out, and I'm gonna feel like an idiot. So just put it in the comments below. But as you can see, it's kind of like a reptile print almost. Very cool looking. Then of course you have the mesh, as I said before. You got a big bronze Nike check on both sides. Underneath the exposed flyware, which is teal with volt speckles. I wasn't really a big fan of flyware when I first sort of saw it introduced on shoes, but yeah, I think it definitely plays its part. It really provides that lockdown on the shoe, and you know, for a shoe that's made up primarily of mesh in the upper, I think just these little tiny strings just hold your foot into the shoe. It's just amazing technology. Very simple, but just effective. So props to Nike for creating something like that. The laces on this are interesting. They're very heavy sort of cloth laces, as you can see. It's like no laces I've ever seen or I have on any of my shoes. As you can see, they have the volt tips there, but they're gray, some sort of white mixed in. It's just a real heavy material. It doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't bend very well. It's kind of difficult to lace these up. As I'm sure you know, it's difficult to lace any shoes up that have flyware in them, but these being such a stiff laces, it just makes it really hard to adjust. But you know, it is what it is. See, it gets kind of, as you can see there, it gets kind of caught on the flywire. But I'm sure once you get it laced up, you know, it just provides all the more lockdown. So you have this little bronze lace hole in the middle of the tongue, and the tongue pattern is sort of a gray, black, and white pattern, sort of like a smoky look to it. Pretty cool. Leads all the way up to the top of the tongue, where you have your Kyrie Irving logo again. That's in 3M, which I'm sure you can see. It's 3M stitching, or 3M sort of lettering. I don't think it's stitched, but also pretty cool looking. In the back, you have a little tiny patch of that sort of smoky look, smoky pattern with the white lines, and it's got those ridges. Again, Nike's just putting ridges on everything since the Yeezys, but this is sort of like the ridges that are on the Free Trainer 7.0, very similar. Then the inside of the shoe, let's see if you guys are going to be able to see it here. You have this green and black sock liner, which is pretty cool looking. It's almost like the Paranorman look to it, sort of, you know, green and black, and it's just, you know, it's just all mixed in there, real cool. And then on the back of the tongue, you have a picture of the United States and a picture of Australia, with a little line going from one to the other. Looks like going from somewhere, Australia to Cleveland. Obviously, just because, for those of you who don't know, Kyrie Irving is from Australia. So, it's just a very, very interesting little detail I actually didn't notice until recently. I was kind of looking it over. Then, you have a teal insole with a Volt Nike logo. And the sizing patch is kind of hidden in there somewhere, but yeah, I think this is a pretty cool shoe. I really do. And honestly, you know, if I'm gonna go play basketball in a shoe and I don't want to spend $200, $250 for you know, a new basketball shoe, I think this is the way to go. I don't know if all of the Hyperdunk 2013s are 140. I want to say they are. If not, maybe these are. Maybe the PE was like $10 more, but either way, it's definitely worth it. I mean, this is like the technology in the shoe just kind of sums up what Nike has been creating in the past 5 years. You know, 5, 6, you know, however many years. With the whatever it is, material, again, I can't remember what it is, sort of posite coating, I guess you could say it is, the flywire, the lunar lawn, and I think the Hyperdunk just kind of combines all of Nike's new technologies and just, you know, puts them into a great performing basketball shoe. Provides a lot of support. It's very breathable, very light, and just looks cool as hell. So, again, props to Nike for, you know, continuing to create cool shit. And I know Nightwing did a review on these, and the Hyperdunk as is, and you know, he liked it a lot too. I mean, he actually plays in them. I haven't played in these, but you know, it just really sums up what Nike's been doing, and it's just a cool looking shoe. Looks even better with it kind of unlaced there, you know, sort of casual look to it. I think it looks much better than sort of factory laced up. But yeah, just awesome looking shoe. Glad I picked it up. Really wanted it when it first came out, and now I got it. So Saturday I picked up these. Picked up those worn Red 11s that are just in crazy condition. You know, real good price. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about last Saturday. And this coming Saturday is just a huge day for sneakers. It's going to be a very expensive day for me and probably some of you. Have the Bel Air 5s coming out. Not really sure how those are going to be received. A lot of people at Nike and Finish Line have been, you know, saying they haven't been hyped as much, but anytime you put out a pair of 5s, they're always going to be hyped. They're always going to sell out. There's always going to be lines. Something about 5s just makes people go crazy, and I used to love them, and 5s just don't really do much for me anymore. I'll probably go get them just because, honestly, I like the colorway, but I know the colorway kind of turns a lot of people off, but I still think they're going to sell. I still think it's going to be just a smash. So those are coming out. The Nike Zoom, the glove, the Gary Payton PEs are coming out. Those are going to be crazy. I've been waiting a long time for those. I love that shoe, so I'm definitely going to be picking those up. The Chris Carter PE Free Trainer 5.0s that I've been waiting for are coming out. The Warren Sapp PE Free Trainer 7.0s are coming out. Also been waiting for those. And then randomly the new Matumbo colorway is coming out. I'm probably not going to get those. Probably stick with the OG colorway, and that's it on the Matumbos. They're cool, but they're not the most amazing thing in the world. The Matumbos, the Grant Hills, and the Shacks, I think I'm pretty much going to stick with the OG colorways and, you know, that Olympic colorway for the Grant Hills, because they're getting a little too crazy, especially with the Shacks. I mean, Jesus, they gotta stop dumping all these Shacks out. They're just sitting on the shelves. And there's this Friday there's another pair of the Shack pumps that are coming out, which are a Suns colorway. So those are also going to sit on the shelves. The black and blue OG colorway sitting on the shelves. So I don't know what they think is going to happen. And they're just throwing out Shaq Gnosises in these ridiculous colorways. And, you know, it's just unfortunate. I hate to see him kill the Shaq Gnosis. The Shaq Gnosis OG in the black and white is just an unbelievable shoe. And I'd really hate to see him kill it. So let me know what you think about these guys. Let me know what you think about all the stuff that's coming out this weekend. Let me know what you're going to cop. I think it's going to be like $1,000 weekend, and which sucks because I'm trying to buy a house. So, yeah, just keep that on the hush-hush. So, yeah, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time I pick something up.